strikes?
I think today's a perfect example of it. Tough day to pitch with the weather, and yet he went out and did what, he's been doing lately, and that is throwing strikes and using all the stuff.
As important as the quality of the start was today for him, the same with Bartolo Colon 2 nights ago. Is the length just as important when you're on a stretch like you are right now?
Yeah, I mean, as I said before the game, we've got to keep an eye on these guys. They're coming back probably the first time all season on 4 days rest. Therefore, we got to make sure they're okay. And, Bartolo, even though he's a big, strong guy, he's still 43 years old. He's still coming back on 4 days for the first time. And, these next games are important. And when you have those kind of leads, you know what? Hey, look, I get shutouts. I know how important they are to guys, but wins are the most important thing. And to be able to go out there in 4 days and pitch as well as you did this previous time. So we're going to take care of those guys.
In terms of, though, them giving you the length and on a 17 games and 17 days stretch, saving the bullpen like they did these 2 games here, how important is that for this stretch?
Very, very big, because those guys were starting to get worn down a little bit out there. And, we got Addy in an inning tonight. We got Jim in an inning, so we should go into tomorrow night 100% ready to go.
I wasn't sure it was going to go up so quickly, but when I asked you before the day about the pitch counts with these guys, I mean, it could have been a situation where you had a decision to make with him, had not the pitcher get the hit early on, but you stayed pretty firm to what you were going to keep him around 110, and are you glad that wasn't something you had to worry about later?
Well, David, again, is what I said earlier, and I meant, I know where Dave Roberts was coming from and where Don was coming from. I mean, you're talking about, once in a lifetime, throwing a no-hitter. I'm sure these guys probably have it one time, but in the big leagues, the first time. But, there's a big picture involved here. And the big picture right now with us, with the expectations that are with this club, is to make sure that they stay healthy. And that may be the case if you take care of them a little bit. So we got lucky. As a matter of fact, when I walked to the mound, Neil Walker said, "What were you going to do if that pitcher wouldn't have got a hit, and that would, we would have caught that ball?" I said, "Well, we aren't going to have to worry about it today." So.
He was working really quickly today and had a really good rhythm. I mean, not to say it was effortless, but did he seem like he had a kind of an easier day than the guys really grinding?
Dave, you'll see, and what he did today is how I think you pitch. You get the ball, get on the mound, throw it. It keeps you in a better rhythm. You're not thinking about anything except throwing strikes. And when you look at Bartolo, he does the same thing. Jake gets the ball and gets on the mound, and when you do that, you just stay in a better rhythm and you stay more confident with your secondary stuff. And even though the weather might have been conducive to make him work a little faster, I still think it's the best way to go about pitching.
Terry, how much of that, what you just said, and how much of what Steven's been able to do after that first start of the year for him, do you think has helped him? Still pretty inexperienced guy, just being able to pitch with a huge run support in a lot of these.
No, I think it helps a lot because it builds up confidence. We saw that in the second start when we went out and we got him some runs, and he just kind of relaxed and made his pitches. And now he knows he can do it. It doesn't matter what the score is. He's got to go out there and throw all the stuff and pound the strike zone like he can, like he knows how, and he'll pitch fine.
Terry, the fact that Lucas used the whole field on his 2 home runs, could that be a sign that he's ready to go on one of those tears where he hits a bunch of them?
JP, that for me, those are great signs for Lucas Duda. As I've told you guys in the past, I saw this guy play in the minor leagues, and when I saw him play, I said this guy's going to hit a lot of home runs in the big leagues because he hits them to all parts of the park. And got up here, he's kind of gotten thinking about pulling the ball, and that's what he can do. When he gets on one of these runs, he can hit them anywhere, at any part. And I just think it's going to help him out, knowing that, hey, look, even on a day like today, that going to left center field like that is big. So I just hope he stays hot because he can carry you.
Quick follow-up. When your guys crushed those balls, were you surprised at Terry on a day like today? A lot of times during the season.
We were very surprised. I mean, Cabrera's ball, we were shocked at how far that ball went. So, again, just tells you that, when you hit the ball hard, it doesn't matter what the conditions are. And, again, I thought we swung the ball, even though we got shut out last night, we swung the bats pretty good last night.
Obviously, Plawecki's going to get the lion's share of it. But, I mean, when you see Rivera call the game that he did, which isn't shocking, but show the kind of power that he did, does he make any sort of, I guess, bid to get more playing time?
Sure. I mean, the one thing that I'm very aware of, and I told Kevin this morning, he's got 34 bats. 34. That's not a real fair number to judge anybody on. But we got to grind them out. We got to we've got to. That's a big part of the lineup, and one of the things those guys are here. Kevin. Everybody thinks he's going to hit, and we all believe in it. We all trust him. But when you're a backup player like we've seen in the past with Anthony Recker, I mean, Renee comes in here today, catches a great game. Hits a home run, that's huge. And I'm going to tell you, that even helps the guy that, he's backing up. Have a little, hey, look, if I have a day off, things are going to run smoothly. And I bet you tomorrow night, Kevin plays very well.
Sorry, I know you talked about this the other night about people doubting Cabrera as a shortstop, but has he been even better than you thought out there?
No question, John. I'm telling you, no doubt. I've told you guys, I really believe in scouting. I really believe in the scouts. What they have to say. And last winter when we signed this guy, I had a couple of them tell me they thought he was done at shortstop. Well, they're wrong. This guy has proved that he can still play shortstop at a high level. I mean, he's made plays we haven't made in a couple of years. So he's been outstanding out there.